Social Security is over the hill. It's turning 81 years old this year. And by the look of things, the system needs work.
As Luke Moretti tells us, the long-term financial projections for the pay-as-you-go program are quite shaky. Luke?
Yeah, Jackie and Don, something's got to give. That's the bottom line when it comes to funding Social Security. Trust fund reserves are expected to run dry in about 20 years, and that could mean a hefty reduction in benefits if nothing is done.
When they reached old age, they found themselves lacking the means to meet even their barest needs.
Social Security is 81 years old this year.
In 1935, Franklin D. Roosevelt put his signature on the Social Security Act.
A Depression-era social insurance program designed to protect the financial security of Americans in their old age.
Geraldine Butcher, widow, gets $57 a month.
Benefits are based on payroll tax contributions made by workers.
It is a stream of payments that you will get it as long as you live.
A pay-as-you-go promise from the government.
You pay for the present generation, and then in the future, a promise has been made to you.
But soon-to-be newcomers to the American workforce wonder about that promise.
Will there actually be any left for me when I retire?
Last year, almost 60 million Americans received $883 billion in Social Security benefits. But there's a problem.
We're spending more than we're taking in.
According to the 2016 Social Security Board of Trustees report, the combined old age, survivors, and disability insurance trust funds are on track to burn through asset reserves by the year 2034.
It was never meant to do what we're asking it to do today.
And if Congress does nothing to fix the projected shortfall, if they did nothing and just said, well, let's just let it roll, and when we get to that point in time, we'll see what happens, there still would be money left for people.
There's still a lot of money. It's just they wouldn't be able to pay all the benefits that have been promised that people are expecting to get.
According to government projections, there will be enough money to pay about 80% of scheduled benefits at that time. Charlie Jezik is with the U.S. Government Accountability Office, the investigative arm of Congress.
Now, that's still a pretty substantial reduction, but the fact is you have millions of people paying taxes, billions of dollars flowing into the trust fund.
So, what's going on? For one, people in general are living longer, putting more of a strain on Social Security. In 1940, the life expectancy of a 65-year-old was about 14 years. Today, it's about 20 years.
When Social Security was put in place, understand this, it was designed for people to receive benefits at 65 with the expectation that half of them would die at 63.
By 2035, the number of Americans 65 and older will increase from about 48 million today to over 79 million.
Longevity has expanded.
Anthony Ogorek is a financial planner and investment advisor.
The number of workers supporting one retiree has diminished significantly, and this plan really hasn't changed in decades.
Isaac Ehrlich, a SUNY and UB Distinguished Professor of Economics, says Social Security depends on what he calls worker support ratio, the number of contributing workers per one retired beneficiary.
And at this point, it's only 2.9 for every one retiree. So any reduction in fertility, any reduction in family formation, and more importantly, any reduction in labor force participation is putting the system at risk.
So what's the fix? And how far are we prepared to go?
People know what needs to be done.
So you heard it right there. People know what needs to be done. So you're probably asking yourself, well, why don't they just do it then, if they know? Social Security is a contentious issue. The options to fix long-term shortfalls, not very popular. So it's going to require some pain.
Some pain. And how soon?
Good question. The Social Security Board of Trustees recommending that lawmakers take some action sooner. That way, more time can be allowed for changes to be phased in, depending on the options that they're looking at. And that's what we're going to get into tomorrow at 6, the options on the table and how unpopular they are.
Yeah, hot potato, it sure is.
Yeah, it really is.
We'll see you tomorrow with
Okay.
more. Thanks, Luke.
Yeah.